Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy Ryan Ennis. Ryan, how you doing, bud?
Doing pretty well, man. How about yourself?
Just trying to make it, man. You know how it is.
Yes, buddy.
Before we get started on everything, let me plug our social media pages. You can find us on Facebook.com/American Sports Connection or on Twitter at AM Sports Con Pod POD. If you're not listening to us on YouTube, which you can find at youtube.com/EaglesFan0683, you can find all the other shows on B Plus Player Radio, which is Google Play and a whole bunch of other venues, on Twitter at B Plus Radio. And one other quick thing, go check out our sponsors, the Squared Circle Magazine, on Twitter at TSC Wrestling Mag. Use promo code ASCPOD. You can get 20% off your order. All right, now that that's all done with, what did you think of Monday Night Raw this past week?
Not good. I mean, like, I know where they went at the end, with the Shield.
Yes.
I guess maybe because I was never a super Shield fan. I mean, like, I can definitely understand the slow build. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
trying to look at it as a positive. I think that's kind of cool for the fans of the Shields. Like, I think they've done it in a decent way. I liked how they ended it after everything. It was just that one shot of Roman in the background. Like, I think that's how you're supposed to do slow burns like that. But in general, it wasn't a great show. At least that's my opinion.
No, I absolutely agree with you. It's, I don't know. I know a lot of people are going to be excited because the Shield are going to get back together, but I don't know. They just never did it for me.
Well, I mean, like, it's a nostalgic thing. I can understand why they're doing it. I mean, I'm sure there's some money into it, but I think they're doing it to hope that Roman gets a rub from the other two, and I just don't know if it's going to work that way. I mean, who knows? It may actually work.
Because that's honestly what I feel the end game is, to try and get Roman where they want him to be.
I don't know. I see, again, because I see everything as a perfect opportunity to turn him heel. I would love for them to get back together, and then he just destroys the two of them.
Yeah. Or what I was thinking was, it's going to eventually, I guess, lead to Dean's heel turn.
It's possible. I mean, like, I think, though, like, the best effect would be turning Roman heel.
To
get people to cheer, then have him turn on both of them.
I will say, what I did like on Raw was Mickie James and Nia Jax had a pretty good match, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah, but everything surrounding that match, like Mickie James being old, is just...
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, like the whole joke about Life Alert.
Yeah, that's not very funny.
I mean, she's arguably one of the better female wrestlers of her generation.
Yeah.
And, the whole, like calling a woman old is just tacky. Like, you never, it's different than calling Ric Flair old.
It's like something you would use 20 years ago.
Yeah, she's 38. She's not old.
You know what I mean? Like that would be something you would say to a wrestler like back in the 90s.
Yeah, I don't even think that that's like cheap heat. That's just like it's just stupid.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, the match wasn't terrible, but it's like Nia isn't great in the ring. Like, yeah, she wrestles a big person style, but it's I don't know. Like they gave her depends, and it's just like the whole story around the match for me kind of shit on what the product was. Like I didn't care about the match after all that nonsense. You know what I mean?
Yes. And I
Um,
actually, even though you knew it was going to end up with something happening, the Miz and Reigns was actually really good.
Look, I mean, the Miz is great, and Roman isn't terrible in the ring. I mean,
No, no,
he's
no.
had decent matches. I mean, he's not. I wouldn't put him up there as one of the best workers, not by a long shot. But I mean, it's he does what he's supposed to do, and he does it well.
Hmm.
But Miz is at the point now that he could wrestle you or I and make it look good.
Yeah.
He's just that good.
Well, and he wrestles a safe style. He's never hurt himself or anyone else that I'm aware of.
No, I agree. Yeah, just in general, like, yeah, he's a safe worker. He doesn't hurt people. But it's good. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
what he
I know
does
what
is,
you mean.
I mean, he doesn't need to be doing flippy backflips in order for it to get over.
Yeah, he like I've said this before, and Mark loves the Miz. He's won me over in the last year, I'll say.
Yeah, the Miz has really come into his own.
Yeah,
And I think it's good how they're getting Cesaro and Sheamus in there.
yeah,
Like how they're able to incorporate, like, again, this is a storyline that has actually worked very well. It doesn't feel thrown together.
no,
That's why I'm not shitting on the whole Shield thing, because it doesn't feel like this is all thrown together. It kind of feels natural.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Like
that,
a slow build. It's just I don't personally care to see the Shield together.
yeah,
That's all
I'm
it
in
is.
that
It's
group.
nothing. Yeah, I agree with that. Um, I wanted to ask your opinion on something because of what happened this week. Where I don't know if you saw it with Bray Wyatt teasing that Sister Abigail is actually going to show up.
I've actually heard reports that he's supposed to be Sister Abigail.
Yes, I've
That-
heard that too.
I know, but did you hear the thing with Sage Beckett?
Yes, I saw that.
I mean, that'd be interesting, but
In my
I don't know if-
opinion, and I've told others this, I don't think there should ever be a physical Sister Abigail.
I mean, I did for a while.
Yeah, at the very beginning, right?
I mean, if it's done right, I mean, like, we don't have, like, managers anymore.
No, that's true.
And, I mean, it's. I don't know if you'd want Sage Beckett as a manager because she's big, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be believable, but, I mean, I am not against it if it's not someone who's going to be a wrestler, if her solo function is to be Sister Abigail, because then it loses the mystique if all of a sudden she's a wrestler too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, like, I'm okay with her being Sister Abigail. I mean, with somebody being Sister Abigail if that's all they ever are, and even if it's for a short period of time.
Right, and they're never like a wrestler or do anything physical or
Yeah, they're just her, even if it's for like a couple off appearance.
yeah. That makes sense. I will say I don't know if you saw the promo at the end of with Wyatt. It was pretty fucking creepy where they had like the heads kind of like combined together where it looked like his face was her face.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's different.
Yeah, I mean, it's if he just comes out and like drag, I don't know what to say.
Because that's what I read. What you're referring to is that he's going to come out in like completely different gear and be Sister Abigail.
Yeah, I mean, and if like what they showed at the end is any indication, it's going to be terrible. It's going to be him with white face paint with black around his eyes. I don't like the ring girl.
If they do that, see, I would say like do it, but then when they did the House of Horrors with him and Orton and they made that so bad, I was just like, yeah, I have no faith in them to do anything cool ever with his stuff.
I mean, but yeah, did you actually expect that to be any good?
No, I just didn't expect it to be that bad.
Oh, so then you had much higher expectations than I did.
I don't know. Maybe it was just I kind of expected it to be somewhere in the middle as opposed to the drizzling shits.
Well, knowing Vince, I mean, if it was in NXT, I would have had hope.
Well, yeah, that's a very valid point too.
Yeah, I mean, I can't trust Vince anymore.
Right.
And he's still the toughest son of a bitch in the world, though.
Oh, hell yeah. I wouldn't want to mess with him.
Vince kicked the shit out of both of us at the same time.
Yeah, because we're all beat up.
And combined, I don't think we're as old as he is, and he'd kick the crap out of both of us, so.
Yeah, it's true. Real quick, to finish up Raw, what did you think of the Cruiserweights getting the main event time slot again with them, with Enzo and eventually Kalisto coming out?
Well, I think they're trying, because the Cruiser 205 Live isn't even on their top 10 every week, like watched on the network. Like it's a failure, and I don't think it has anything to do with 205. I think it has to do with when they started. Their fucking storylines was Alicia Fox and Noam Dar, like that whole stupid thing.
Oh,
so it's like,
God.
They did nothing to try to separate them. If anything, they were just like, look how stupid these guys are. Look at the stupid storylines we're going to give them.
Basically.
You know? So, like, who wants to see Dating Game 2.0?
Yeah.
But now I think what they're trying to do is, seeing that they have the crowd there, they're trying to expose them to it. And I really think that they think that there's money in Enzo. I mean, they may not like him, but they see money in him.
I actually think what they're doing is smart in the sense of, it reminds me of a very old school way where it's like you despise a bad guy so much that you will go and pay top dollar to see him get his ass kicked.
Yeah, I was saying that last week, that they want to make him so hated that by default people are just going to start liking the cruiserweights. Like,
yeah,
start
like
caring
whoever's
about
fighting him, okay, I instantly like you.
Even the heel.
Yeah.
Because he's making fun of everybody. Calling Jack Gallagher teacup.
Yeah, which is weird because he'll do his whole like spiel still and people are still going along with it. I'm like, I think they don't get that he's like making fun of them.
Well, he's playing a very weird role because he's still out there high-fiving kids, and he's like, I don't know if you caught that. I don't know if it was Raw this week or last week. Like, he's pointing out to the kids with like the Enzo hair because they're still selling his merch.
Yeah, so he's like a tweener almost.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know what to call what he is. But I was gonna say something else. I also heard that like there's a reason AJ hasn't been wrestling on SmackDown, and that's because they're keeping him for the dark match after 205. To hope people will stay to watch AJ and will stay through 205.
Oh my God.
Like, that's why you haven't really seen him wrestle on the show the past couple weeks.
That's crazy.
I mean, if it gets people to stay,
But I mean, I understand why. It makes sense.
They just need to get away from the cheesy storylines.
Yeah.
I think people will be invested in good wrestling.
that, and my whole thing is if you have an hour show, you can't sit out there and have a guy talk for the first 10 or 15 minutes of the show. You just can't.
Typically, no. No, I agree.
But moving on, what did you think of SmackDown this week with the go home show for Hell in a Cell?
It didn't make me really want to go order Hell in a Cell. Like to be honest, I mean,
yeah,
it's going to be Shane in another match nobody cares about because apparently he is. I mean, apparently, I think it was after his Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker was announced, they sold like another 30,000 tickets because they were doing poor up to that point.
That's true.
I don't know. I mean, like I'm tired of New Day and Usos, but they only have those two guys. I mean, those two teams that mean anything at this point.
And like I said, I know they put on like fantastic matches because I don't think I've seen them ever have a bad one really. But it's like how many times can you wrestle each other?
Yeah, and then it'd still be something new.
That too, yeah. The other thing I thought that was pretty bad was when they let Nakamura come out to open the show and he had these like corny, like cheesy lines that were very quick and then they ended it.
Bro, I said it in the beginning that once he got to the main roster, he'd be like, Mitsubishi Toyota, and he'd just be like the silly Japanese guy, and that's exactly what he's become.
And it's so sad because he was so how do I want to call it? Like I guess you would say more creative freedom in NXT.
Well, he was treated like a worker.
Yeah.
I mean, instead of like a sideshow, like an ugly sideshow.
Well, and I personally, if I remember, they're calling him the artist, right?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Now, what kind of fucking art does he do? Is he a painter?
It's because they have to put their own little spin on him when he comes up. You know what I mean? It seems like they always do that to NXT guys. They get a call up.
Yeah, see, but then you confuse like the typical people because you have the artist and then you have the artiste.
Exactly.
I mean, and it's like, you don't need to give every fucking person a name, like a fucking thing. They don't have to be it's not the 80s.
No, yeah, like Neville was, the man that gravity forgot, or then it was the king.
No. That was his thing on the Indies.
Oh, okay. Then I stand corrected.
Yeah. Pac, when he was Pac, he was the man that gravity forgot.
Okay, well then I'm fine with that. I just don't like it when they try to because I don't want to say more times than not, but usually it is they'll add something and it just doesn't work for a talent.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where they're going with this Dillinger, Corbin, AJ thing.
I have no idea. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, I figure AJ is a draw even without the title, so I don't know. I really don't. I don't. One person I don't see getting the title is Ty.
No.
Which is a shame. But, I mean, it's not like he's a great worker. I just think that people just like him. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh my God, look how great of a worker he is.
I know you like it's hey, he's a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't put on bad matches, but it's not like, oh, gotta go watch that Ty Dillinger match.
Yeah, I gotta stop what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, I agree fully.
And then the ending segment to SmackDown, I really enjoyed where Kevin Owens just destroyed Shane McMahon.
Yeah, but I've read that to expect this is finally when Shane's gonna win a match and KO is supposed to go to Raw.
Huh.
Because he's now suddenly been advertised for Raw shows.
I hope Shane doesn't win, and by no means am I disrespecting him, but
He's
I
not a
said,
wrestler. He's a
in my
businessman.
yeah, in my opinion, dude, you have to have Kevin Owens destroy this man beyond belief in Hell in a Cell, because if he even makes it look like he has a chance, it's like makes Kevin Owens look weak.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but then again, I mean, look at the match Shane had with The Undertaker. The
True.
Undertaker's the fucking Undertaker.
That's true.
And if you look at like Lucha Underground, like you can really believe that a woman can physically compete with a guy like Mil Muertes, who's gigantic. He makes Triple H look like a child. So I mean, it's how it's presented, but for WWE, yeah, it would be really bad for whatchamacallit to win, unless it's by some kind of shenanigans for Shane to win.
Yeah, I still am curious, and I haven't read this anywhere, but they've been like hinting at it, or at least it's felt that way, like the Sami Zayn thing.
Oh, see, that's where you and I disagree completely. Because didn't he fucking destroy Sami Zayn last week?
Was it last week? Maybe
Yeah.
It was either, okay.
It was either last week or the week before, because after you brought it up last week, I went back and watched something, and I was like, but Owens fucking annihilated him.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe Sami Zayn comes out and costs Owens the match.
That's possible. I don't know where they're going to go, because they kind of booked themselves into a corner.
Yeah, they just think he's a huge draw, Shane. And, I mean, he may be, but you don't need to have somebody like that against KO. Like, you could have had, like, Baron Corbin versus Shane McMahon. And maybe, because Baron doesn't have the drawing power, but, KO does. Like, give KO a real match and give somebody like Baron Corbin, who's still coming up, a match with Shane McMahon. Like, right. He needs that.
What I was going to say is the only way it makes sense to have Owens wrestle him is if he beats the snot out of him and wins. That, I guess, because I had read different things here and there, that it might lead to him eventually wrestling Triple H at WrestleMania.
Shane or KO?
KO.
I don't know if I would hate that. I mean, I typically hate seeing Triple H wrestle nowadays, because I just like what he's doing with NXT so much better. But I don't think I would hate that.
No, I would be intrigued by it.
Again, so long as KO wins, because these other non-wrestlers or former wrestlers winning does nothing to help your current product.
No. Because I don't know if people remember, and obviously I don't know if it's 100% true, at one point Vince asked The Undertaker to lose to Shane.
Yeah, I don't know how true that was, though.
Yeah, I don't know either. But it's something that wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, that was after he had lost to Lesnar. I mean, to Roman. No, it wasn't. I mean, yeah, after he lost to Lesnar.
To Lesnar.
So the streak was gone already.
Yes.
I don't know. I just don't think he wanted to wrestle Shane. I think that's what it came down to. I don't think it...
Yeah. I tend to agree with you on that. All right, moving on. What did you think of 205 Live this week?
Again, like, because they don't build towards anything. They have no pay-per-view, so everything was so disjointed. I don't think it... I mean, again, it's the Enzo Amore show now, so...
Basically. I will say I liked Kalisto and Daivari had a good match.
Yeah, I like Kalisto, and I finally think that they got him in the right place.
And I like the outfit, the new outfit.
Oh, well, that's a straight bite off of Drago from Lucha Underground.
Yeah, it looks super cool.
Yeah, but I feel like they stole somebody else's gimmick. Because he looks just like Drago now.
Wait for the cease and desist letter.
I'm pretty sure Lucha Underground would lose that.
And I'm just saying, if that's the case, though.
Oh, but he's had that look for a while because he started that with Braun Strowman.
Okay. I will
But with
say
the whole
this
black
too.
around his eyes and that mask, he just looks very.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, what I was going to say is I like heel Jack Gallagher.
Yeah, so do I.
I thought it
Very
was
much so.
a nice change of pace for him where they got him away from the kooky, like Mary Poppins-esque stuff they had him doing.
No, I agree.
And I actually like what they're doing with him and Cedric, where Cedric just beat the ever-living piss out of him in that match.
Well, yeah, but that was after like 2 weeks of getting his fucking ass kicked by Jack Gallagher with that damn umbrella.
Yeah, he just snapped. I liked how they did that. You know, and did it in a way that it made sense.
Yeah.
It was just weird seeing him wrestling in like street clothes.
Who, Gallagher?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's going to be his new thing other than those fucking pinstripe underwear.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, I thought that was comical. Did he not have knee pads or something? Is that what it was? Or did he have knee pads?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because something looks super weird.
It was just, I kind of chuckled, but it looked different. So I was like, okay, it kind of works.
On the fact that he has about as much of a tan as Sheamus, you know, that don't help either.
No, not at all. But no, it wasn't a terrible episode, because they had been putting together good shows for some time, but just nobody cared.
Yeah. Well, it's just because of how they started. I don't know why they thought Alicia Fox was going to help them grow.
Yeah. But now they seem to be getting it together because now they put Enzo over there, which if he's going to be this gigantic heel, that's going to, I think, really help them. And Kalisto over there, he'll probably thrive.
But that's what I said last week. Expect a new person.
Yeah, I remember that now.
I mean, like, it just made sense. I mean, like, I can't believe I didn't think of Kalisto. But, you know, I mean, it's... What I don't get is how you have somebody like Finn, who's smaller than Tony Nese, and Finn probably is going to fight Brock Lesnar.
I know. Apparently, they see, like, big money in him.
I mean, you know, he's good, but it's just funny how they determine, like, who should be a cruiserweight and who should be, like, a heavyweight. It's
I mean,
not done by
like,
weight.
Austin Aries is bigger than him.
Yeah.
And I
also don't believe that all those guys are under 205 pounds.
Oh, I have no doubt. All right. Next, what did you think of NXT this week?
I think it's interesting what they're doing with Aleister Black. I think they gave him the perfect opponent.
Yeah.
I think that contrasts so much.
It's something different.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what else. I know more of what happened in the next couple of weeks because of that whole announcement about War Games.
Yes. Spoiler alert.
It's everywhere. Triple H already posted it on Twitter.
Yeah, if you're not familiar, it's Takeover Houston. Is the main event's going to be a War Games match.
3-on-3-on-3, but what I don't understand is how the fuck the Authors of Pain and Roderick Strong get put together.
Yeah, that's weird. Because it's them,
Sanity,
and then I can't remember what they call Cole's group.
Undisputed.
Thank you. But
go Go ahead.
What I was going to say is, and this is in no way knocking them, but when I heard 3-on-3-on-3, my first thought was, oh God, it reminds me of the 90, I think it was the last War Games WCW did, where it was NWO White versus NWO Red versus Warriors team.
Was it Warriors team or Team WCW?
No, excuse me, Team WCW.
Yeah, I just think to bring back a match like that, I just think it was way too quick.
Yes. But I will say this, if any brand is going to do it, I trust NXT.
I just for
I know
such
what
a
you mean.
match.
That like you should have a like gigantic build up for that.
Yeah, I think that could have been done for WrestleMania weekend.
No, absolutely.
Like, I think you have such a better chance of a better storyline that is actually a little bit more cohesive. Like,
Yeah, and you
know,
let
if
it
it's done
simmer
4-on-4-on-4.
from now till then.
Yeah, because it's going to be what, 2 months of the Undisputed kind of causing trouble, and it's like, why does Sanity have a beef with Roderick Strong?
Yeah.
Or Authors of Pain, other than the fact that they're the former tag team champions. You know, I mean, it could have been done so much better.
With you. I'm trying to remember. I'm going to bring this up. Excuse me. And I don't know if you saw it. Did you see Kairi Sane's debut?
No.
I can't believe I'm going to utter these words out of my mouth, but Aaliyah impressed me in that match.
Oh?
Like, I don't know what she's been doing, but she looked so much better than what she had since the last time I saw her.
Well, who did she wrestle the last time you saw her? That has a lot to do with it.
I don't recall off the top of my head.
Because Macho Man can make anybody look good, and Kairi Sane is fucking amazing.
Well, that's true too. But it just kind of stood out to me. I was like, wow.
Oh, that's understandable.
I will say this, and this is in no way knocking Drew McIntyre or Roderick Strong. I watched.
Don't give a fuck about either of them.
What's that?
I said, don't give a fuck about either of them.
That's like it was a good match they had, but it just felt boring.
Yeah.
Like, does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Not the match itself was boring. Just they are boring.
Yeah. No, I agree fully.
And people are like, and I'm like, I respect what Roderick Strong can do in the ring. Same with Drew McIntyre. I just find their personalities to be very dry or bland, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
That's why I don't know if they'll be able to make it. Or at least make it where WWE wants them to be.
No, I agree.
But yeah, that kind of surprised me because it was like a 20-minute match.
Strong and what's his name?
Yeah. Which you usually do not get on NXT TV.
No, I agree.
I personally would have rather seen Adam Cole and Eric Young have 20 minutes last week.
No, I agree fully.
And a good friend of mine, I was talking to him, and he watches NXT occasionally, and I said, did you see Adam Cole wrestled Eric Young last week on NXT? He's like, no. He's like, I'm not a big fan of Eric Young, but he says, I'll have to check it out. I said, dude, and you'll probably agree with me when I said this, for the short amount of time they had a really good match.
Yeah.
So I was like, hopefully they let him somewhere down the line have longer.
Yeah, I agree.
But no, I just don't know. They just those two guys just don't do it for me.
No, there's a lot of guys in NXT now that just don't do it for me, but other people really like, so.
Yeah. All right, now Hell in the Cell is this weekend. I have the card in front of me. I'm gonna go through each match and get your thoughts and opinions on it.
All right.
All right. I didn't even know this was on the card. They have a pre-show match. It's Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin versus the Hype Bros.
I expect the Hype Bros heel turn here.
Yeah, who do you think's going to turn?
I think they may both go, but I don't know. I couldn't give two shits less about about a tag team. I hate them both. They're both fucking useless.
Yeah, well, I've always thought when I saw this, when I pulled it up, I said, well, nah, this is the one to get Gable and Benjamin more over as a tag team.
But even that, I don't give a shit about either, all four of those guys. Gable, I did, but then you throw them together in a tag team with Shelton Benjamin. I'm supposed to care because Shelton Benjamin's, old.
And they have, this weird, chemistry.
Well, they're trying to capitalize on American Alpha and World's Greatest Tag Team.
Oh, I
Team
know.
Angle.
It's just, from the minute they, became a tag team, it was just awkward. Or at least that's how it felt to me.
Yeah, it was two thrown together.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have Randy Orton versus Rusev.
Maybe Rusev. Just because he got beaten in 10 seconds at SummerSlam, but
I almost feel like Rusev has to win this match.
Yeah, but we say that all the time about Bray Wyatt stuff, so.
Yeah, that's very true as well. I don't know, just because it always seems like they'll try to build Rusev. Oh, he's almost like Bray Wyatt in a way where they try to build him up, and then he just loses.
Yep, all the steam.
So yeah, Orton will probably win, but I hope Rusev does.
Yeah, I'm in that boat.
All right, next we have Bobby Roode versus Dolph Ziggler.
I think this is Dolph's last WWE match.
Really?
Mm-hmm. His contract is up at the end of October.
So
he's not expected to re-sign.
He decided not to?
I said he's not expected to.
Oh, okay.
So it's probably his last WWE match because he can make a fortune on the indies.
Yeah, if that's the case, then Bobby Roode definitely goes over.
Oh, either way, Bobby Roode is new. They're trying to build Bobby Roode up, so there's no way he's losing under any circumstance.
Right. And honestly, like you just said, if it's Ziggler's last match, he's better off because he could go and make appearances all over the country and all over the world and make probably better money.
Yo, if this is his last match, he's going to end up in Bullet Club. Is there any doubt in your mind?
No, it's... I don't know. It's just
he would be perfect for Bullet Club. He'd be one of those that it's all right, I could understand why he's in the Bullet Club.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what he is what the Bullet Club started as, just a bunch of cocky Americans.
You think they're better than everybody?
Mm-hmm.
All right, next we have AJ Styles defending the U.S. title against Baron Corbin.
Maybe Baron wins this because AJ's been champion a while.
It's possible.
Baron needs it.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think. After he got, lost the briefcase, that was right before SummerSlam, and then got, punked. I don't want to say punked by Cena, but not a very exciting or noteworthy match. You're right.
Yeah.
He might kind of need this to get his stock back going, I guess you would say.
Yeah. He's not a bad worker. I think he's boring as fuck, but he's gotten so much better. His matches last year with Cena and AJ really, showed that, okay, he's not terrible. He could do things.
Yeah, he could carry his weight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the other guy's not going to have to carry him through an entire match.
No, and I don't think it would be terrible. I mean, like, I think it would be good for him to have a belt, especially if they have long-term goals for him.
Right. Plus, like we stated before, AJ doesn't necessarily need that belt.
No, he's a draw without the belt.
Absolutely. All right. Next, we have Natalya defending the SmackDown Women's title against Charlotte Flair.
I somehow think Natty wins this.
Yeah, because it feels too soon for Charlotte to get the belt.
Yeah, I mean, like, while I think Natty's going to win, I do remember how many times they played Ring Around the Rosie with the
Raw belt.
Raw belt. I mean, I thought she was going to be eclipsing her father at this point already.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that she's not.
I actually think her and Charlotte will have a really good match.
Yeah, Natty's very underrated.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing with a lot of other wrestlers I don't particularly care for. It's not that I dislike their in-ring work, it's just their personalities just
Yeah, and seeing that WWE is such a big personality-driven company, that matters.
Oh, it absolutely does. So, yeah, I'll stick with Natty for now. All right, next we have the New Day defending their tag belts against the Usos inside Hell in a Cell.
I really think that this is the end of the feud, so I see
It
New
has
Day
to
winning.
be. Yeah, I could see the Usos winning.
No, I said the New Day.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you.
Because if the Usos win, then the New Day gets another fucking title shot.
Yeah, no, yeah, the New Day's gonna win.
What's
That
the
makes
chance
sense.
the New Day turn? Oh, well, no, because Usos are already heel. I was gonna say, what's the chance if New Day somehow wins heelishly? Because it's Hell in a Cell. There's 3 of them, but that really wouldn't make sense.
No, I'm just curious to see what they're going to be able to do with the Cell, because they've had really good matches, just like a regular match, or I think they had a street fight, or
Yeah, some prison fight or some bullshit.
yeah. I'm just curious to see like what else they're going to try.
Yeah, I think if anyone's gonna hit a big spot, it's either gonna be Shane or KO. I don't think there's gonna be any like, oh my god, spot in that match though.
No, I just meant like, do something to take it up a notch, but yeah, not an oh my god moment.
Yeah, definitely not.
All right, next, Jinder Mahal defending the WWE Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura.
Well, seeing that they're going to India twice in the next 2 months, whatchamacallit's not losing the belt.
That, and he just got new side plates.
Oh, did he finally get new side plates?
Yeah.
It doesn't just say his name now?
It's, I think Triple H or WWE, like, put it on their Facebook or their Twitter that he had, like, different side plates or something.
Huh.
But yeah, I have no illusions that Jinder was going to lose the title.
Yeah, I think he's holding it to minimum Royal Rumble, which originally was crazy to hear about when he first became champion, because
You're like,
May,
no
I think
way.
he was champion. May or June. Like, he's had the belt quite a while already.
Yeah.
Like, he's held the belt longer in one run than a lot of, like, Hall of Famers.
Undertaker being one of them.
Yeah. I think that blows my mind. Jinder Mahal has a longer title reign than The Undertaker.
I know, it's insanity, isn't it?
Yep.
I'll tell you this about this match. I read a rumor this morning, and take it for what it's worth, that Hideo Itami might debut in this match to cost Nakamura the title.
Oh, boy.
I know. Because when I'm reading this, I'm like, people are not going to have any, I shouldn't say any idea, but by and large, the main roster WWE audience, I don't think will know who he is.
And that's where it's going to have to come down to the announcers.
Yeah.
Because there were lots of times people would debut where nobody knew who they were, and it was down to the announcers to put over who this seemingly new guy was.
Yeah.
I actually think it does them a good service, not really to mention NXT too much, because he's not a former champion of NXT.
No.
You know,
well, and they sure as hell aren't going to mention. Well, they might to dig it to Punk that he was the creator of the Go to Sleep.
Well, if he hits the move, then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could see that happening though.
Yeah.
I mean, would that be the first time two Japanese stars fought each other?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, and I literally just heard this in the last, 12 to 24 hours.
But from where, though? What's the source? If it's Facebook, like some random idiot, then I don't take it. I don't.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Because, I could put on there that fucking Tajiri is going to come back and win Hell in a Cell.
No, I know exactly what you mean. Just like I always tell people, just because you read it on the internet doesn't mean it's true.
Bro, I've heard ridiculous things. It's like these fucking idiots that are talking about, oh, what happened in Vegas was a government cover-up.
Dude, don't get me started.
I've been arguing with one of my wife's friends about this all week, because he just swears to God that there's some big conspiracy. He keeps showing edited videos, not knowing this is a full video, and it was we had 150 comments in half an hour.
Oh my God,
bro! You're so desperate to see conspiracy and everything. You're just looking over facts. A crazy white guy had a gun. It's possible. White people are crazy. If
absolutely.
he was a Muslim, nobody would be talking about government conspiracy.
Yep, absolutely true. All right, and the main event, I'm assuming, is going to be the main event. Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens, Falls Count Anywhere, Hell in a Cell.
Wait, it actually says Falls Count Anywhere?
Yes.
Oh, so they're leaving the cell. Why else would there be a Falls Count Anywhere inside Hell in a Cell?
Yeah. I mean, as soon as I heard that, I said, something wonky's going to happen.
Yeah, and now that I'm hearing that, I guarantee that's why KO is going to lose this match.
Something's going to happen to probably set up his next...
I think he's being traded to Raw.
That had been rumored.
I mean, I don't know how, but...
It's very possible, because like you said, and I had seen it as well, that he's advertised for shows in November.
Raw shows, yeah. That originally he wasn't, and
yes.
He was added. And I believe he was dropped from SmackDown advertisements.
Oh, well, that's interesting, too. That's possible, then. Maybe that's why they're going to move him to Raw, because it eventually leads to him and Hunter at Mania.
Oh, is Hunter really tied to a show?
No, but to my knowledge, I've never seen him, at least the businessman, on SmackDown.
I think you're correct, because he didn't even come out when KO destroyed Vince.
Nope. Steph came out, but he didn't.
And to me, that was still the worst time to have that fucking angle, because everybody knew Triple H was there.
Oh, absolutely.
And again, it's yes, it was great visual. But yeah, it just did nothing to help.
I'll tell you a quick funny story. I didn't tell you this. This was it was probably a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I went to Burger King and I was wearing my KO shirt, and I ordered my meal, and this was an older woman. It was the manager. I'll say probably in her 50s or more. And I order everything, and she hands me my change and looks at me and looks at my shirt, and she goes, "Is that for Kevin Owens?" And I yeah, and she goes, "I hate that guy."
He's doing his job.
It just made me laugh because she was like so like dramatically like as soon as she realized it was his shirt, she was like disgusted.
That's funny.
It just made me laugh. I was like, wow. It was just one of those moments where you had to be there to see their face. It was so funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
But on that note, we're going to get out of here for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all that good shit. We'll see you back next week. Have a good day, everybody.